Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the NDA podcast. This is episode 17. I'm joined by Kev and Wex today, and we have a very spicy episode coming at you guys today. We're gonna do a brief recap of Week 10 that happened, I think 2 weeks ago now, if I'm correct, and two play-in games. We had our little play-in round the other week, and we're gonna go over those games as well as go over the matches that have yet to be played in the first round of the playoffs. We are starting the quarterfinals for the NDA. Very excited about it. I'm pretty scared about it because I got a face rider, but
No spoilers.
whoa. I
We didn't get to that play-in game yet.
Whoa, I mean,
Either
rider or
Quartz.
it could be anybody. It could be. Anyway, so let's go over the recap for Week 10. Let's start it off with the two that were fighting off for the top of the league. They actually happen to be joining me right now, Kevin and Wex. I want to hear how you guys felt like your game went and everything.
I'll let Wex go first. How did you think that went, buddy?
I just kind of... I mean, I had a plan in mind and I just decided not to stick to it at the start. I was going to go left Metagross, I think, or no, Metagross Mienshao, I think my original plan was, but I don't know. It was... I don't even know what time it was. I just decided, you know what, screw it. And I just went back to Old Faithful Yveltal. Mienshao, like my sets were a bit spicier this week than usual. Like I had something spicy anyway on Clef, but I brought Fletchinder for the first time, which I'm happy I used it. I'm not gonna lie.
Brought things like Quick Guard and Gravity.
Yeah,
and
Gravity. Yeah.
Obviously, Gravity was to hit Thundurus with like ground moves. Yeah. My team, if that is the case, my team does have a very large ground weakness. So
yeah,
it's a decent range. I'm not sure what Quick Guard was for. That was like Prankster, you said? Yeah,
Prankster for Klefki originally. So I did not want to get T-Wave hacks at all. But in the end, it just ruined me. Like I felt like I wasn't really under prepped. I just had a bad matchup and kind of expected to lose nearly.
Yeah, like, Thundy had a really good matchup. Like, it was hard for me to justify leading anything else.
Yeah.
Like, I forget what I lead. I just led Zom, right? I'm pretty sure I just led Zom Thundy. Yeah,
pretty sure it's Zom Thundy or Gothitelle. I think you led once, maybe.
I don't think I ever brought Goth. I was always Moltres and Obstagoon in the back. Moltres was always there to burn Metagross, and Obstagoon just had some really good coverage against your team. Facade hit mostly everything really hard, except Metagross, obviously, but I had Night Slash to potentially crit if I needed to. And I also had Seed Bomb to cover the Gastrodon if you brought it. So yeah. But yeah, Thundy actually didn't register a kill. However, it
I'll see what
it just did huge damage.
It did by far the most damage in the entire match, and
yeah.
It did not collect a single kill because invisible focus ashes were everywhere apparently.
Yeah. So, didn't really make much of a difference in my case, but no.
But game two, Wex, you scared me a little bit with a Tailwind and Max Rockfall.
Yeah,
that was
pretty fun.
That was very interesting. I was like very fortunate to
see Wex. Hold on, Wex. Why didn't you do that game one?
I don't know. In the moment, I just thought, yeah, Veltal Mienshao, yeah, that's gonna be fun. I don't know.
Well, no. But like, why didn't you Rockfall? Because I saw your pace beforehand, and I was like, okay, he has something for it. But you just never clicked the game one.
Honestly, don't even know. My original plan was like Clef, Metagross, Gravity, Earthquake, turn one, something like that, and yeah, I don't know. I just kind of.
I mean, it all depended on what he brought in the back. Like, he didn't bring Fletch game 2. So game 1, if he rockfalled, I would have lived. I would have taken out Mienshao. Something, I guess Clef comes in and then redirects, which is kind of probably.
Yeah.
But, like, I probably would have just coachinged, or I would have just doubled Clef, and then I think I would have been fine still, game 1, but just because I had options in the back for Yveltal, but at the same time, I think it would have been more scary. And game 2 was definitely scary with speed control, and then
No, it was. Oh, I don't know. It was good fun. Like, funniest part of it was when I decided to turn on timer as a last resort in middle of game 2. I'm pretty sure it was just. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Justin who just like started screaming timer in the chat.
Yeah, I did. I was like timer, and then you actually did it. I was like, no way.
I was like, why not? Like,
so with that victory, I secured the 1 seed, and then we will go into Justin's game right now, and we'll see where Wex fell based off that result. Justin, if you wanna go into your match against Gummy.
Yeah, so for me to get second in this scenario, I would have had a 2-0 Gummy. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. That wasn't the case. I actually just won 2-1. And, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'll take a win regardless of what happened. But,
You did go second.
You did go second, yeah.
Are you good?
So, what happened was, I won 2-1. I don't know. It doesn't feel like second because of who I have to play, which, I mean, anyway.
Because I
So,
2-0'd Wex. Because I 2-0'd Wex, any win over Gummy secured you second.
Essentially, yeah, because I just needed to get a certain KD differential, which, because you won in the fashion that you won, I was able to have that opportunity to be able to win and just be able to win outright and then take over second place, which, I mean, don't get me wrong, is great. On the flip side, I really should have won 2-0. So to get into the match more specifically, game 1, I mean, I know I was prepping a little bit with Will. I think I prepped with you a little bit, Kevin, if I'm not mistaken. And there just was no good answer from his side off of a physical Dialga.
Definitely did not prep with me because we versed each other.
Then it was just what?
We versed each other. So no, we didn't. I'm tripping. I'm thinking.
Bro, we're rusty. What's going on?
Bro, it's been a minute.
We're rusty.
Oh, we literally just talked about me and Wex's game, and I just said that. Oh boy.
Yeah, that's
You're.
let's
What are you
call
on?
it even. Let's just call it even.
Back to Justin. Tell us about your match.
Yeah. So, for the sake of what you said, all I did was prep with Will, and there was no answer for physical Dialga and Meowstic. I knew his plan was probably going to be, because of the Raikou pickup, he was going to want to use Eerie Impulse or Snarl or any of those two, and he's going to try to mitigate the amount of damage Dialga's going to do and just make it completely useless. And to counteract that, my idea was, okay, I'm just going to go physical then, because that's a fairly huge threat, and I can't allow that to be the reason I lose. So it worked very well for me game 1. Game 2, he found out that since he knew I was physical, he switched into Turtonator. So it was a Turtonator, and I forget who was next to it. I think it was Grim. It was Grim Snarl. And Turtonator, I didn't respect Turtonator enough. I probably should have did a little bit more damage to it, because it kind of just was the reason I lost. As well as bringing Seismitoad in the back just felt really bad. Something I should have recognized from the Thwacky just showing up. So I lost game 2 because of that. Game 3, because I was able to, because I switched up the Seismitoad into Rillaboom instead, it allowed me to win the game. Yeah, I mean, I'm upset that I didn't win 2-0. I mean, that was my idea. That's like, I mean, obviously you want to win 2-0 every game or every time you play, but I really felt confident this week against Gummy. Fortunately for Gummy, though, all he needed was a win, and he was in playoffs. And now, because he didn't win and I won, he unfortunately did not make the playoffs. So
you're an asshole, bro.
I know. I mean, someone has to lose, right? Better not me than, better them than me.
Not only did you knock Gummy out, you put yourself in the 2 seed to play a tough opponent in the next round, I would say.
Yeah, pretty big.
Well, they're all tough opponents, but this one is a little bit more bitter.
True on purpose.
It's bittersweet.
All
That
right.
being said, we can move on to Quartz versus Mac. I think this was one of the co-game of the weeks because of the playoff implications that it had. Quartz versus Mac. Kev, if you want to give your little insight on this one.
What was surprising for me about this result is that Mac was he built a good team for Quartz, and he was successfully able to get up Trick Room both games, and somehow it just didn't work out for him. Game 1, he led Riolu stack, and he protected Riolu and then switched it out, so it did absolutely nothing. And then in Trick Room, he had a great stack max with weakness policies, got a bunch of kills, and it was eventually taken out, and Riolu was in the back next to Hatterene, and it couldn't do anything. Like, it literally had no support, and all Quartz had to do was focus on Hatterene late game, and he won because Riolu was just sitting there. It's tough because Riolu's such a good support mon for that, but when you protect and take it out like that and it does nothing, he kind of just didn't have any late game offense other than Hatterene. And I believe Trick Room was still up, and Iron Ball Aggron kind of came clutch and was able to take out the Hatterene. And then
stack to stack.
Yeah, literally, he brought his own stack attacker, and it did bits. Sturdy as well, so it couldn't get one shot.
Yeah.
Very, very decent bring this week on Quartz's part. Game 2, he got up Trick Room again, and he before he used NDA Hatterene, and NDA followed me Hatterene Trick Room. Quartz was smart, took out the NDA first turn. No redirection after that. So that was good, and then Trick Room was up, and Iron Ball Aggron again was able to one-shot Hatterene. And Max Stack Attacka was huge again. Like, it's so good in Trick Room, especially with weakness policy. Quartz was not one-shotting it, but late game, out of Max Stack, Rock Slided, took out the last turn of Trick Room. You Rock Slided, took out Moltres, and Kyurem lived on 3, was able to knock it down all the way to...
So close.
Yeah, it was knocked it down to 3 stack.
It had to be a roll as well.
It was so low, and Kyurem went down, was able to attack, and then went down to Sandstorm. It was a 1v1 out of Trick Room with Stack and Aggron, and Aggron was, even though it was Iron Ball, it was still faster than Stack outside of Trick Room, so it was able to pick up the dub. It's just unfortunate for Mac. We hyped up his team all season, and whether it was just busy being, an actual adult because he's old, or it was he's definitely familiar with.
He's not old. He just has a lot more revolutions around the sun.
He has experience.
I mean, he's familiar with Trick Room. He's definitely familiar with Trick Room teams, so I'm not quite sure what the issue was this year, but we with the Quartz 2-0 victory, he did secure playoffs for the most part, I'm pretty sure. And Mac was knocked out.
Yeah, he secured play-ins, I'm pretty sure.
Well, yeah, secured play-ins, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Play-ins is the form of playoffs.
And Mac was knocked out, which maybe could be the best for Mac, as he has a child on the way, so... Hope
it's a blessing and a curse at the same time.
We hope Mac returns, but with that large time investment, could have been Mac's last game in the draft league, which is quite sad. We love you, Mac. Thanks for playing, buddy. Tough one. We hope you stick around in the Discord and hang out with us. But you guys have anything to add?
No, I mean, I just think Quartz played it really well, especially because I don't think he had a great way of denying Trick Room from Mac. He was able to, sorry. Iron Ball Aggron I thought was really interesting, just to make himself just slow enough to be slower than Hatterene and Trick Room. I think that was pretty crucial. It denied a lot of damage that could have happened, and it's not something you would expect from Aggron. So he fully just expected Trick Room to get up, and it was like, okay, this is happening. How do I approach this problem? And he did a very, very fine job at dealing with it, and I mean, it showed. He won 2-0, and good for him. Good for Quartz. I I mean, it's what we expect from Quartz. I mean, winning in these kinds of variable ways. So it's nice to see, and yeah, good stuff.
All right. Next we can transition straight into Germ versus Mal, our other co-game of the week. Huge playoff implications here as well. Mal was fighting for the potential 6 seed based on the Riolu and Harrison matchup. So that was and Germ was fighting for a play-in spot. So we learned in this matchup that after you negates Quash, that was really cool. Germ was clicking T-Wave and after you with Chinchino like the whole game. That was his strategy. It was very cool to see that when Sableye quashed, which was a suspect play. I'm not sure why Sableye quashed the Ice Horse, but after once Chinchino clicked after you, that negated the quash and it was able to do big damage. But G-Max Cinderace kind of was just in Sun with Sableye send up Sun for obviously the Kyogre that didn't come game 1, but Sunny Day on Sableye is always a great way to counter rain, and Cinderace in that sunlight clicking Pyro Balls for fun pretty much was too much for Germ game 1 for sure. And then game 2 we saw the Max Maractus for the Kyogre adjustment, and Germ got off a lot of paras. He landed them all, but none of them really, he never got the full effect of it. And Maractus was Yachi Berry, which it lived a Max Hailstorm from Kyogre and was able to chip it down. And it didn't chip it down that much, and he still had a Max Kyogre when Cinderace came on the field, and Cinderace got a high jump kick crit that secured the game 2 dub. So very unfortunate for Mal there. I meant for Germ, my bad.
Yeah, I mean, Mal played pretty good. Germ really needed to. I think what he needed to do is he needed to win 2-0 to have a solid chance at making it in. If he didn't win 2-0, he needed a lot of help and a lot of scenarios to go his way. So even if he did win and it was a 2-1, odds are he wasn't going to be making playoffs. Unfortunately for him. So yeah, a shame we can't see Germ making playoffs this season, but I mean, next season is almost around the corner, so we shall see. We shall see if he switches up his draft choices and things of that nature. But for now, thank you, Germ, and we will see you hopefully next season.
Briefly, we want to just mention.
I think that ends all of the major. Okay.
Just wanted to say that we obviously we had a couple other matches happen. Ryder and Griffin ended up not playing. Griffin just forfeited, didn't have the time, so Ryder won 2-0. And we have 2 matches that went by very quickly. Will beat Rooster. And then Riolu actually upset Harrison and gave Mal the 6 seed, which is very interesting. And we are not talking about Riolu versus Harrison because we shall talk about them in a minute, because with the Riolu win, Harrison moved into the play-ins and Riolu secured the last playoff spot. So they have a rematch in the play-ins, and which we'll talk, and then also later we'll talk about with the Will 2-0 victory, he and Justin winning and like the other matches, Will secured the 5 seed and Rooster secured the 4 seed, and they'll be replaying again. So we'll have some Week 10 rematches we're going to get to, so will be very exciting. But yeah, we can go straight into the play-in games. So 14 teams this season for the first time, and we had 10 playoff spots technically, but 7 through 10 had a play-in game. So 7 would play the 10 seed, 8 seed would play the 9 seed, lowest seed remaining would play the 1, highest seed remaining would play the 2. And without further ado, we can jump right in to Riolu versus Harrison.
Yeah, I mean,
what were you guys thinking about like the predictions for this one? Like, what'd you think coming into it?
well, I thought Harrison would win. I did, honestly. I mean, I know Riolu won. I know that was
Spoilers.
Listen, we're talking about it. We're talking about it. No, but I mean, obviously Riolu beat Harrison and make it into playoffs, which is always a very, very nice story to hear. But I thought Harrison would be like, okay, no more funny business. I'm gonna do something that's probably my best strategy and something that's very consistent, very reliable. And to a degree, he did that, but instead he went with Inteleon with screens.
Yeah.
Now I think it's a great strategy. It's a very fast screener, very valuable in that sense. But outside of that, it wasn't really providing much. It's just, I don't know.
Arguably, it won him the game. Game
two.
Well, yeah, because he was able to set the screens properly. But I think he switched it up again for game 3. And then Riolu got a very, very nice juicy crit on the Porygon. And then Inteleon tried to come in. I think Inteleon tried to do screens after that, but at that point, it was just the game's kind of...
The Reflect was already up. That was the thing. It crit through the Reflect game 3. So Inteleon was already
Right, because, okay, that's what happened. It was Fungus. It was a nasty
Porygon. Game 3, it was a Rage Powder nasty plot. And it max guarded PZ turn 2, where Inteleon set up a Reflect, and Riolu doubled into it. So it was a great play by Harrison. And then the crit was just unfortunate.
It was really unfortunate. I looked at the calculation that Harrison put in the match spoilers, and it was a very, very low chance to be a 2-hit KO with the Behemoth Blade from the Zacian. So I'm not sure if it mattered fully, considering he had a max Salamence on the other side that was probably going to be hitting into him, considering he did click max Flare, which you wouldn't want to hit into Inteleon, obviously. I think he would have lived. I don't know if it dramatically affects the ending, but either way, it's heartbreaking to see, because I mean, crits are what, 6% chance of happening, and exactly when he needed it, while the screen was up, he got one. Not to rub like salt into the wound for Harrison. I know I've been there before. I've had defense boosts in the Reflect, and I got crit through it. It's a painful thing. But
where you get like crit by a Maxi Veltol.
No. Oh yeah, that's, you know what? Yeah.
He's still just so upset.
Wex, how'd you see this going? Did you think Riolu would pull out this double upset back-to-back weeks?
Well, I knew Harrison was going to like try and do something more than just nearly. It seemed like in week 10 he just kind of keeled over and just died. But I knew he'd bring in something. I did like the Inteleon play. I did like the screens. Like Justin said, like I was a bit iffy about how he was going to set it up, and like, yeah, if he set it up, I knew he'd probably win, which he did in game 2. It's just a bit lackluster. Otherwise, like, it wasn't really that much of an offensive threat. It just kind of stood there. Like, in my opinion, like, I feel like Harrison could have just done something more. I don't know. I honestly don't know what he could have done. And like, he made so much transactions this year. Like, he made all 4, and then he made a trade. Like,
yeah, Harrison was never really truly comfortable with this team.
Yeah. But all in all, like, I did like the Inteleon play. Maybe I don't know what else he could have done, but I actually would have. I think probably would have predicted. I think I did predict Harrison to win. In like, we didn't get to actually get any points for it because I think they played in week 10 early. So I'm pretty sure I predicted Harrison to win, like, originally, and when Riolu won, I was like, oh, what? So an upset in my mind, but he beat him twice fair and square. So
yeah, for sure. One thing I want to mention, I forgot. Game 2, Riolu had a max Vaporeon chilling by itself while Harrison was down to his final two, which were I think it was Inteleon and Groudon. Yeah. And so the first turn, Groudon comes in and sets up the Sunlight, max health. Riolu max geysers into it in Sunlight, so Groudon lives pretty comfortably. It's above half. And he Swords Dances. Inteleon, I forget what Inteleon did. It didn't do much. It doesn't have much to hit a Vaporeon, and I think screens were already up, so I don't think it was. I think it was just sitting there doing nothing. I'm pretty sure it was on 1. It lived on 1 and got a. Yeah, it lived on 1 and killed the Mens the turn before, with an Ice Beam, which was really clutch. So Inteleon's sitting there on 1. Max geysers in the Groudon while it Swords Dances. Sun goes away, rains up. He then clicks Max Phantasm into the 1 health Inteleon rather than clear the Swords Danced Groudon. And that to me made no sense. I don't know if he was predicting a protect or what, but I guess that had to be it. It completely lost him. Riolu could have won it in 2 if he just got rid of the Groudon, which was crazy to see. But yeah, that kind of wraps up our first play-in. Riolu obviously caught the dub and plays me now in the next round in the first round technically of the playoffs.
Quarterfinals.
Yeah, the quarterfinals. I'm very looking forward to that. We'll talk about that in a second. And then our final play-in was Ryder versus Quartz. Justin, you can start. Obviously, you were very. Once this Riolu versus Harrison went first, and we knew Riolu won, so before Ryder and Quartz played, we knew the winner would just have to play Justin, because Riolu was the lowest remaining seed. So, Justin, we can flip it to you. I'm sure you were anxiously waiting to see who won this game.
Yeah, so this happened yesterday at the time of recording. This is now Friday. So yesterday I was actually I was at a party, and it's fucking past midnight, and I'm literally because I knew it was probably happening today. I checked my phone and I literally walk away from everybody and I watch the replays because I really did not want to face Ryder, if I'm being completely honest. I have the worst luck against him. He always has my number, and it's just never a fun time. So when I saw it went 3. And I saw that it was Ryder posting the replays, I already had very, very low hopes. But yeah, so game 1, the Ditto did Ditto things.
Yeah, Ditto in the instant.
Very nice.
Was very clutch. Yeah, the Max Flare from the Kyurem and then the Flare Blitz, both the Flare creating the Sun, doing big damage to Celesteela, and then the Flare Blitz was very clutch. It was a good play.
Mm-hmm. So that one Quartz game 1, and then game 2 was super close. Ally Switch won him the game for Ryder. If he didn't have Ally Switch at the end, and he didn't know it was Choice Scarf Kyurem, because it was very well hid. That's what Ryder said. So he didn't have any idea. If he didn't Ally Switch, he loses 2-0, but because he Ally Switched, it allowed him to get another chance in the game 3. So the Ally Switch, that move set right there on the most annoying Mon in the game, honestly. If I have to be completely honest, I hate this guy. I hate him so much. Because you can't really, I don't know. I hate this Flower Veil motherfucker. I just... Anyway, so it did what it needed to do. Yeah, and then he won game 3. It was pretty much a done deal after that.
Yeah, he brought out the tech. Brought out the tech game 3 with the Volt Switch.
Which is really nice. That is really nice.
Yeah,
that's pretty nice.
Togedemaru was such a good transaction next to Celesteela because Celesteela is a bulky boy and it's only weak to electric and fire, and now you just take away one of its weaknesses because of Lightning Rod. So, Togedemaru being decently fast offers good support with Nuzzle, Eerie Impulse, screens, Fake Out, and can even hit pretty decently with an Iron Head or Zing Zap or something. So, it's a great ad by Ryder's on Ryder's part. Fair play to him.
Yeah.
Finally has like some good synergy in that team that he's been struggling with all season. So it's a great ad on his part, for sure. And AV Incineroar next to Comfey, game 2. I mean, obviously the ally switch at the end secured the game. It was whether just courts predicted it or not, but Assault Vest Incineroar next to Snarl healing Comfey was really big. Incineroar was just able to click Snarl on all of Quartz's special attackers, and was just able to slowly chip and make sure they did no damage. It was a very stally from Ryder, as we've seen all season. But,
I hate that kind of play.
You gotta do what you gotta do. It's Ryder's team isn't fast. It's not particularly slow in Trick Room. It's bulky though. He's got some bulky boys. So Ryder's gonna stall. It's gonna happen. He's gonna wither you away. He's gonna make switches. He's gonna stall. So you gotta come prepared. So I can understand why you don't want to play him in the first round, Justin.
It's just I feel like I know what I need to do. It's just whether or not it works. It's kind of just it feels like more of a coin flip than anything. I won't say too much to give away like what I'm trying to do, but I don't know. I definitely need to put on a lot of prep matches just to figure out what works best in this scenario. I'm scared. Bottom line, I do not want to face Ryder, as I think everyone else probably feels the same way. Maybe not Wex, because he has a max Yveltal that does work into his entire team.
Just vibing right now.
I was very scared.
You get access to Heat Wave on Yveltal. Come on now. That's crazy.
I was very scared that Harrison was going to win and Ryder was going to win, and I would have to play Ryder. Like, it was only guaranteed that I didn't have to play Harrison, so the threat of playing Ryder it was almost most probable, because, I mean, based off standings, whatever, you would expect the 7 seed and the 8 seed to win.
Yeah.
So it was almost probable that I was going to have to play Ryder if I beat Wex. So, I did beat Wex. These happened after, so I'm dumb. So
I'm
it was
glad I never actually played Harrison in like just like a random match that we wanted to do, because there's a very real possibility that we could have played each other in playoffs.
Very true.
So,
Yeah.
That way I don't have to give away like my strategy for his team specifically, which I mean for me it works out pretty well. But I mean in the end didn't matter. Have to play Ryder now. Very sad. Very sad. I mean, I guess that kind of preps. I mean, unless you guys want to talk more about my matchup versus Ryder and give me some tips, I have my pen out. I can write something down, please.
I mean, we can move that. We can talk about it now.
I don't mind.
Talk about it now. Talk about it later. Justin, up to you. Your matchup.
Let's talk about it now, because I need help. I don't know what I'm. I don't know what to do.
All right. Well, let's see. Well, let's look at this.
It's good. That's good. Teamed up for me. Let's see.
Yeah, Wex, I'll bring it to you. What you see?
So yeah, Steal it, Dialga, Incineroar.
It looks bad. It looks very, very bad.
I'm looking at the edition.
You go ahead. What I see is you guys are like, no one has a clear. I don't see one clear like OP matchup. I see two bulky teams somewhat that are just gonna. This is gonna come down more to the coaches more than the matchups. I think is what I see.
I'm screwed.
One thing I can see is not Dialga, Giratina coming. It's kind of like.
What's with the real deep insight here? Maybe his restricted is coming.
No, but like I'm pretty sure it was your game that Ryder first brought Giratina like max 2, and it just went ham. I'm pretty sure. Did he? I know he beat you, but did he beat you 2-1 or 2-0?
It was 2-0. It was 2-0.
Yeah, and he maxed Giratina, and you just didn't prep for it. I don't think.
No,
And-
no, I did. I did, but he double protected
Oh.
first turn. And
Oh
ruined my
yeah,
defense
that's
button
what happened.
That's
Yeah,
what it
you wanted
was,
to
yeah.
Yep.
So then I just got
What the
absolutely
Miastic, yeah.
screwed.
Need the
Yeah.
Miastic. I forgot about that.
Full protect killed the eject button. I do remember that now.
And then I
Yeah,
tried to
oh, I-
bring out Jolteon for game 2, I think, and that didn't work. So it
So
was
what-
nothing but
what-
pain.
What do you even got for Giratina?
Well, I mean, I could always go. I
Slurpuff.
mean, Meowstic really can't do much damage. I mean, Dusknoir, I've shown
Yeah.
Dusknoir before.
There's also weak to Giratina, so it's very.
Yeah, that's not very
Hmm.
good. It's not optimal.
It's not
There's
poggers,
Slurpuff.
we would say.
There is Slurpuff, which could be a play. But then again, it's like I don't know.
It's just nearly inviting instead of sealing.
Yeah, you have 3 steel types from what I can see. I mean, Togedemaru's steel type, right?
It is, yeah.
All right, I'm not tripping. All right, he has 3 steel types. So, do I really want to bring Slurpuff to a steel type fight? Not
It's kind
really.
of thing where, like, Seismitoad has a good matchup in theory, but again, like Togedemaru and Man-
Trevenant Comfey gets priority Giga Drain. That's kind of just a.
I mean,
pass.
the best. What it sounds like is coughing might be the answer this week, Justin.
Coughing could be pretty good. I mean, it mitigates
Intimidate.
Incineroar's Intimidate. It mitigates Comfey's
Priority,
Triage.
Yeah.
beast boosts, no
yeah.
lightning rod. Would be
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It gets access to haze in case he does
No magic
run
bounce.
weakness policy, so I can haze that out of there. That is a very, very valid play. It all just really comes down to whether or not I prepare enough for what I think he's gonna bring.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I don't think. I think he's gonna bring something else. He's gonna bring something a little special. So I'm not very happy about it.
You have a
If I had to
prediction?
guess,
Are you
if I
backing
had to
yourself?
guess, ooh, I'm gonna
I
back
mean-
myself. I'm gonna say 2-1. But if I was a bettor, I would say don't bet on me. It's not looking good.
Put your money elsewhere.
Put your money. It's better off in crypto, and that thing volatile is a bitch. So it's not looking good for me. I mean, I don't know. What does Salk? What does Salk do? Does Salk do anything? I don't know. Oh boy,
You
brought
you
Salk up.
drafted it. You drafted
I
it.
haven't. That is true, but he's one air slash away from just getting nighty night real quick. So it's like, I don't know.
You could also one-shot an Incineroar with close combat, so...
Yeah.
That is true. I could do that, and I could have coverage for Celesteela. I am faster than it.
It's like Poison Jab for Comfey.
We're doing lots
Hey.
of Togedemaru.
Wait, this isn't coming out before we play, right?
I mean, it's probably coming out tomorrow.
Oh wait, can we cut this? Hold on.
I mean, the other people that are playing, I'm playing right after this, but
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I'll figure something out. We'll see. We'll see. I'll probably have to do
That's what
something I've never done before, which doesn't feel good. It never does, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'll see what works best. But I'll back myself. I'll say 2-1. What do you guys think?
as much as I want to back you, I think right that Togedemaru trade really boosts his team against like its main weaknesses.
Fair.
And yeah, like I'm even looking myself like if I make it through the next round, if I have to face Rider, I can't really run the same shit I ran last time like with Yveltal Mienshao because Togedemaru is just gonna sit there like what you gonna do? Like it's faster than Yveltal. I know it's slower than Mienshao, but still, like it's such a big threat. Like put an extra Togetic and I'm fucked. So that's just my thoughts on it, but. Overall, yeah, I'd have to say Ryder. Probably 2-1 if I had to put a bet on it. 2-1, but yeah, overall it's going to be close, but I'm giving the edge to Ryder, unfortunately, for you.
Yeah.
I definitely am not making a prediction here. I cannot call this matchup. We
Well,
have
well,
pick-em-
You
we
need to
have
make
You gotta
it-
pick one. You gotta
we
pick
have-
one.
we have pick'ems in our league currently for every playoff match, and I have voted in every match except this one. I haven't voted there. How can I vote now? I don't know. I really don't know.
Well, you know what? I think you're waiting for, because we're gonna prep a little later after this. I think you're waiting for to see how confident I am or how good
I
my
may have
strategies
some
are.
inside information.
Yeah, this is kind of rigged. You gotta pick now, buddy. You gotta pick now.
I mean, if you wait until like you're after prepping, it's kind of like, oh well. If you just pick writer after like you do prep later on, it's gonna be like, oh, this is not looking too good, is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
You gotta pick one. This is
Alright.
you can't be doing that. That's a little cheat. That's a little cheating.
I shall back Justin.
No, it's okay. You can pick Ryder if you want. You don't have
I'm
to.
gonna back Justin 2-1.
All right.
We're gonna put it
All right.
forward.
I appreciate it. I do. But just know, don't get mad at me when I lose, because you picked it. You're the dummy that's doing it.
When you lose, I'm gonna be happy because I'd rather play Ryder than you. So
What? I mean,
I don't want to play you. No shot. Do I want to play you? So
I don't want to play either of them.
you have no choice. If you win, you have your only choice is to lose, Wex. So we could.
Well, to be the best this season, you got to beat the best. So it's gonna be hard for everybody, regardless.
We can stay on this side of the bracket, and we'll go into your match, Wex. You versus Mal. How you feel? You already played. Have you played Mal this season?
Yeah, we played each other about week 8 maybe. Well, it might actually be in week 9. Let me just check.
No, I think it was because I think I played.
Yeah,
Mal
it was week
7.
8. It was week 8.
Yeah, so you played on week 8. Yeah.
How did that go?
Well,
That
I
was a
won
2-0.
Yeah, it was
Wow.
2-0. I think pretty sure I just ran if I tall and show as per.
I mean,
If it's not
shot.
broke, if it's not broke, like no point in fixing it. Like,
it's broken now because it lost week 10, but
try sending that to Justin. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, like I was pretty confident in what I was doing. I do feel like
here's the mind games though. Do you switch it up or do you think of something new?
yeah, I'm not very sure what he's going to do.
I was about to say you're not sure what you're going to do. I was going to say, mate, you're going in like in less than an hour.
Yeah,
I hope you're sure.
I'm going like 30 minutes. But I know what I'm going to do. I have a decent strategy. Yeah, it's going to be a close one. I feel like I'm not very confident, but
It's another weird one where I don't see one mod necessarily going ham. Other than like Yveltal. Yveltal has a good matchup into Necrozma, obviously. Other than that, his best super effective hit that's like stab is like an Aerodactyl hit. So it'd be interesting to see what he brings to counter it for sure. I know if I'm him, that's the number one thing I'm prepping for. So we'll see what he comes up with.
Yeah.
I guess Cinderace is always dangerous. Pyro Balls.
Cinderace can always just fire off from either max.
You can run special Cinderace this week.
Yeah.
Max Lightning.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
Got
like,
some special Cinderace.
I believe Naganadel, not Naganadel, however the hell you say that, gets an electric move. So he's got some options.
As long as we don't have a repeat of that game at the very end, I'm happy. Holy fuck, that gave me so much anxiety. It gave me a headache.
Oh yeah, the freaking Maractus and Metagross fight.
Maractus and Metagross. I was so
That was legendary.
No, like I would have won had I realized like 10 seconds earlier that wait, I can just click Earthquake. It's not a contact move. Like I would have just won, but me being a bit special, decided to keep Zen Headbone to go for the win, and I missed 3, I think. So that was fun. Oh my God. My blood pressure is through the fucking roof at that point. I'm pretty sure. But this matchup, I mean, this is going out after, like we're going to be after playing. But by the time this goes out,
You're backing yourself.
yeah, obviously I'm backing myself. Like I'm confident, but at the same point, I wouldn't be surprised if Mao pulls something out the bag and wins. And if he does, I mean, I always have the excuse that I have exams coming up, but
Look at the bright side. if you lose, you don't have to play Justin or Ryder.
Max, I don't have to stress. I can just focus on doing English exams, and that's exams.
Yeah, no stress, just exams, right? That's not stressful at all.
No, it's not stressful at all. No, it's not like just deciding my entire career for the rest of my life in these next 3 weeks.
You know,
Yeah, nothing important.
nothing
Not
too
really
special.
So you saying 2-0 or 2-1?
I'll go 2-1.
Honest, I like it.
I'm not very confident this week.
I'm saying 2-0, buddy. I'm backing you. I believe.
I'm also saying 2-0 for Matt. No, for Wex. I'm gonna back you. I'm gonna back you.
I mean, see, Justin backed you up, Wex. You didn't back him up. That's crazy.
Because I'm a good friend. I do. I lead with my heart, not my head.
Okay, we can we can move on from my match to what's left. Will and Rooster.
We can go Willow Rooster.
All right, your game as well, isn't it?
Yeah, we can do that next. That's whatever.
It's whatever.
Rooster versus Will.
Rematch of week 10.
Yeah, rematch of week 10 where Will won 2-0. Very interestingly, currently right now on Pick'ems, I can announce that it is a split right now, 5-5, which the 4 and 5 seed play could go either way, as is expected. How are you guys seeing this going down? Will did win the first matchup 2-0. Does he do it again?
I think he does. I think he does. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it's Will. I mean, you really can't doubt the man. He's too nice with it. He's too nice with it. I don't know. It's just something about, like, obviously, like, for me personally, I hope Rooster wins. Like, I picked Will to win, but I hope Rooster wins because I feel like Rooster is slightly easier to deal with than Will.
The slander.
It's not slander. It's just Will has a really complete team. He can do a whole bunch of different things. Rooster relies on a couple of different things, but he has some tricks up his sleeve, but it's not nearly as punishing, maybe I should say, as a Will team. Now, I did beat Will and lose to Rooster, but still, I would rather face Rooster in a playoff scenario than face someone like Will. Because Will...
Let's be real, you only beat Will because of para hacks, so...
Let's be real, he only won game 2 because I missed a T-Wave or whatever. Yeah, I think that's what it was. I missed one T-Wave.
Game 1.
I didn't have the speed control, and then he was able to kill something that would have killed whatever I was trying to target into. So I would have won game 2.
You still only won because of T-Wave, so, you know.
And I lost game 2 because of T-Wave, so it evens out, right? That's how it works. Right? Right, guys?
No.
But I get what you're saying.
Thanks for the
I
support.
do get what you're saying. Bill does have that kind of team where it's like you have an idea, like you know what he's gonna do, and he doesn't do it.
Yeah. Though I mean, like in the last match, Rooster didn't bring Gigas, which I was surprised at. Like I feel like Rooster is nearly hiding something. I think he felt like it's a possibility that he faces Will, so I feel like he was holding back a bit because I'm pretty sure he was guaranteed top 4, maybe was he?
They were both for.
He was guaranteed 4th place. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, and Will could have gotten 4th, and Rooster could have moved up ahead. Justin could have dropped down with a loss. So like,
I could have dropped down if Rooster won.
So
I feel like he knew that there was a possibility. So I feel like he's hiding something. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like that Rooster has something in his arsenal to have just to beat him. Honestly, the only way he's gonna win is if he sets up rocks because Volcarona beat him last time. So the same.
Quiver Dance was clutched up game 2. Volcarona swept game 2, but Quiver Dance at the end was very clutch in that matchup. But I don't know. I just think Rooster's gonna have something. Like they played once. Rooster saw what Will's got. I think he's gonna out coach him this week. And that's hard to say because Will has been one of the best coaches this year, bar none. Like insane what he's done in his first season of doubles. But I think Rooster's gonna just have a little more experience and a little more knowledge, and I feel like I feel like it's gonna be close, but I feel like Rooster pulls it out. I think
I mean,
Rooster's tired of losing.
as much as I said about Rooster, I do I have Will to win this because based on just what I saw, Will that's the better matchup. Based on what I saw, I'm pretty sure Will's 2-0 against Rooster now. From the off season last season and from obviously just what happened last week. So Will I think nearly has his number, so that's why I went for Will this week. Yeah, that's just my personal take on it, I think.
Will be very interesting. I'm not excited because I don't want to play either of them, but I have to play one of them if I win my matchup. So
Well,
Yeah, you gotta
of
focus on your matchup first.
that's what I said.
Speaking of your matchup, we can get into it, I think.
It's the battle of the doggos this week, boys.
It's
They
all I
better
wanted.
both
I'm not
lead.
gonna lie.
If they both don't lead, I'm gonna be very, very disappointed. This is our one time we can see this in full action, and I want to see it. I want to see which one is the better one. I would argue Zacian because it's very, very
wow,
strong.
thanks.
Yeah.
But
No, it definitely does have the advantage because it's fairy type. That's very big into my fighting type. I am steel, but I can't hit him as hard as he can hit me, especially with the attack boost. As bulky as I am, Zacian definitely wins the matchup for sure. I think.
Yeah.
I already played Riolu once this season. I did clutch a 2-0 win, I think, if I recall correctly. I think it was 2-0. But he had a whole different team. He had the Rain Boys last time, so it's definitely not the same matchup. And I don't know.
Riola's out for revenge from last season.
Yeah, for sure. He's coming on. Beat Harrison back-to-back weeks with this new team that he got from Germ. Pretty much, he's found a lot more success with the Zacian and Vaporeon. Honestly, Vaporeon's done a lot of good things for him.
Yeah.
It's proven very valuable in the back as a Maxmon. So, I mean, I do have a Thundurus. You know.
You also do
So-
Serena.
Yeah, we shall see how it works out. But definitely not looking forward to this. Normally, I guess in most situations, the 1 seed has a comfortable matchup, but definitely not. I'm not underestimating Riolu at all. And playing a new team that he's got, if I was already comfortable with the matchup and it was the same team he had last time, it's one thing, but this time it's a whole different ball game. Still back myself, however, obviously. Gonna say 2-0 to your boy. Then nothing changes. We gotta have some self-confidence. Done it all season. Gotta back myself again 2-0. What do you guys... I got my pen and paper here. What are you guys saying?
I think Riolu sweeps with Delibird Crocodile. You set off the weakness policy with the Ice Shard, and then you just click buttons, and it's
facts.
very, very easy. I'm gonna go 2-0 Kev.
I have 2 Kev as well. I see where Riolu can do your real threats for Zacian would be like some Marowak or Moltres. And Crook does well against him, but again, you have Zamazenta. So it's kind of nearly mind games with the leads. And so what do you lead first, what do you lead second? Because a bad lead, I think in this scenario, a bad lead, say if you even leave Zamazenta in on a Zacian, that's a bit sketch. But if he leads Crook into your Zamazenta, you're just in the free to just fire off whatever you want into the Crook. Overall, I do like your match a bit more. Like a Lapras to beat the Salamence. What else you have? Lapras gets a couple of the other moves for the likes of Torn, I think. Marowak gets moves for Torn, Marowak gets moves for... But honestly, if you don't bring Marowak, I'll be surprised. I'm not saying you are bringing him, I don't know what you're bringing, but I like Marowak this week. It's such an underrated mon. Honestly, you've done so well with this season.
Marowak has a decent matchup. I'm scared of speed tiers.
Yeah.
Definitely gets one shot by things like Zacian. So,
Yeah.
totally hesitant to bring it. I think Lapras has a good matchup. It did wonders against his team last time, especially now that he has a Salamence. I like Lapras this week, so Lapras at the second round draft pick, not G-Max, could prove to be MVP this season, depending on how well it does in playoffs. But I do like its matchup this week, and I'm excited for. Maybe I bring the dog. Dog versus dog. I feel like maybe it's in my team. I feel like
I think you bring it. I think you bring it anyway, no matter what. Really.
Yeah.
And like, you don't have like with its speed and its power. There's no downs. Like, not really a reason that you don't bring it. Not even in the back. Like, just bring it to the matchup, just in case, because it's one of them mons that can just do whatever you want. Like, if you need to fire off a big move into something random, it'll fucking do it. Like.
Yeah, I agree. I have brought it to every game this season, so.
With reason, like.
And maybe I don't bring it this week. I deprive everyone of their dog versus dog. I'm just an asshole. No doggo versus doggo for everyone this week.
And then, for everyone listening, if that does happen, we will be firing back up the anti-Kev group chat. So if you're not in it already, just send us a message and we'll add you, because I think most of the league is in at this point.
Who's missing? I think
hopefully
Germ probably isn't in it from last season.
Yeah.
Hopefully Riolu is missing. That would be nice if he was.
Oh no, Riolu was the founding member.
Oh man, screwed.
Riolu's number 1, bro.
Yeah. I back myself, and best of luck to Riolu. If I lose, I'll be sad, but it'll be cool to see the 8 seed on a little run. And like I said, I finished 1 seed, but I'm not 100% confident in I can win this league. There's a ton of good coaches and a ton of good matchups.
I mean, as we know from the NBA playoffs recently, it's very difficult if you're a lower seed to beat a higher seed like the Celtics at the moment. Isn't it right?
Yeah, that is very true. If you're a very low seed like the Celtics, it's hard to beat a higher seed.
Relax. I don't need that pain right now. Confidence.
In a few hours' time, it's going to be 3-0.
Get the brooms. I hear a sweep. I hear a sweep.
All right, so final couple things to move on with. I wanted to say congrats to Mr. Wex for finishing in first place for our predictions throughout the season, beating me by a mere 4 points. Very, very lucky.
Big 4 points.
3.
Big 4 points.
3. It's 75-72.
It was 4.
Oh, your math sucks. Big 3 points. Big 3 points.
That's no. Oh, it was 3. Damn,
It's 75-72. Then Justin coming in third.
I don't think it registered. So I'm just gonna keep
to be
talking
fair,
so you can hear the clapping. There you go. This is for you, X.
I think Justin had probably just had a really, really good week. It was like, I think it's the second best like week regularly that anyone's ever had
without a rule.
Yeah, rule.
I think it's the best. I think it's the best without a rule.
Oh yeah, it is the best. Mine was the best in week 6. I think I got 10 points. Justin got every single match right, just his own match, funnily enough, wrong on the score.
That's kind of wild, to be fair to you.
Every other match got perfect. There's a lot of 2-0s this week, so Justin decided to just go 2-0, 2-0, 2-0, and it worked. So
yeah, it worked out. I was more just like, I'm out right now. I gotta do these predictions real quick. Okay, 2-0. Okay, this person 2. Okay, this person 2-0, 2-0, 2-0.
I mean,
so just completely take away from your achievement. You just.
Well, I'm trying to make you guys
sat
put
down.
I'm not saying I'm a genius, but like I just
really not. You finished third. You finished third. You're clearly not.
No, listen. Listen. Yeah, that's my defense. That's yeah. Anyway, yeah. Congrats, Wex, on getting first for the prediction table. Good job, Kevin, for being the first loser. Congrats. I'll give myself a pat on the back for being the second loser. And then you had the conglomeration of Eli, Ryder, and Will getting last place.
Honestly, right now it's just Ryder and Will, because Eli had like 6 points up until halfway through the season. Ryder came in. resurrected the boy.
Shit show is a better word than conglomeration, whatever the hell you said.
Conglomeration.
That one.
Conglomeration, big words, studying for English.
Wait, do you not know what conglomeration means?
No, I did. I didn't. My pronunciation was very off.
Oh boy. Boy.
Education.
Yeah. U.S. education. How can you focus in English class when, like, people are running outside and you don't know if they have a gun or not? So,
sometimes. All right. Well, another thing I wanted to touch on before we start wrapping this up, we will be trying to do some live commentary for these matches that are coming up. By the time this episode gets out, probably will already have heard our attempt at live commentary for the Wex match that's coming up very soon after we're done recording this.
15 minutes.
We will be in that channel. We will be, or at least I will be. Hopefully, Kevin, you'll join me.
I shall join you.
We'll try to do some live commentary. Make sure everyone has their mics muted as we attempt to break down what's going on.
Are you recording it or no?
Oh, is that even a possibility?
You have to bring Craig into the server, so I don't know.
If you want, I'll bring him in. If you guys feel like you want to do it, I mean,
we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I think that just about wraps it up. Unless anyone has any
one more
thoughts.
congrats. Another congrats to Wex again, who finished first place in the kill leaderboard with Yveltal. That happens when you bring the same lead every week. At the same time, congrats.
Yeah, I know it was. Yeah, I mean, I think I only didn't bring it 1 week. But yeah, there's a few games where it just went off, and it's been like just the synergy it's had all season with me and Shell and Megros as well. Like they just offset each other so well. Like it's probably
forget Fat Ditto.
Fat Ditto winning my game against Ryder as well. Getting that meteor beam boost and moonblasting the Giratina to death. Like, honestly,
wait, what are we talking about? Wex, if you win this week, you beat Justin and Ryder in the regular season. You're a chill, dude.
I am far from chilling. I'm far from chilling. But no, I'm pretty. Yeah, like I think it's probably the best draft I've ever done. It's probably the one I'm most pleased with. I just kind of saw everything just fall into place in my draft. So, yeah, in past seasons I got
it's kind of close.
Man.
Pain.
That was hilarious because I was talking to Kev, saying like, "Oh yeah, I want me and Show," and then he said, "Oh no," and I was like, "Well, Justin wants me and Show next." No, but I was obviously before him in the pick, so I knew ahead of time like who I wanted. And...
I don't think I spoiled it. There's no way I would have told you that. There's no way because if I told you it, you would have picked it right away. There's no way I told you.
No, because I was like 2 picks away. Like I don't know who it was. Like maybe Riolu was waiting on a pick. And I said to you, I'm probably going to draft me and Show next if it's not picked up. And you were like, Justin wants it because Justin was asleep, I think. So I knew it then.
Oh, cool.
There's no way. We shall. I'm gonna scroll through our messages after the podcast.
Yeah.
Went down. But
like I had full intentions on choosing me and Show anyway. But I thought it was just pretty funny.
All right. Well, that just about wraps it up. Unless you guys have final thoughts.
No. Just kind of looking forward to my game in a few minutes.
Yeah. Nice. Best of luck to Wex in a couple minutes. We shall be live coming. We'll see how Mal deals with that Yveltal, because he didn't so much last time. So.
Yeah, we definitely will see how this one plays out. Thank you guys so much for listening to episode 17 of the NDA podcast. Congratulations, Wex, again on getting first in the prediction table. That's more important than first in the regular season.
First in overall, yeah.
It doesn't really matter too much. We won't even go over that. We won't even touch on that.
I think some Bat Boy won it. Batman maybe. Batman or something.
Somebody unimportant definitely won regular season. It's whatever. It's just you dust it.
It's not like he's ever won it before or anything like.
No. It's not like he's won the league before. It's like I don't know.
It was first last season and he set the record for the amount of points in a season this season. Like
it's not like it's any sort of historical NDA record kind of thing. It's non sequitur, not important.
Like it's like no one's ever broken 20-point bar. Like getting 24 points is pretty average. Like I suppose.
Yeah, no, it's not that great. I mean, I could do it if I really wanted to.
If I wanted, like if I didn't
because,
if I didn't throw, I would have done it. Like so I think.
Yeah. I mean, congratulations, Kevin, on getting first place in the regular season. Hopefully, it's not first place in the playoffs because I think there's a lot of other people who want to get first place. Unfortunately for you.
Nah,
but,
I think I gotta run it back.
Nah,
Sorry.
I don't think so. I don't think so. But that's gonna wrap it up for us. Thank you guys for joining me, Kev and Wex, and stay tuned for the live commentary. And congrats on everybody for making the playoffs. And good luck to everyone except for Ryder. Please just don't ruin me. Please, just not 2-0. That's all I ask. All right, guys, that wraps it up. Take care and peace.
See you guys there. Catch you guys around.
Peace out.
Nets in 4.